What's up, guys?
Hey, peeps.
Law and Disorder coming at you from our jail cell. I love our little motif here. The people that can't see at home, it's just a brick wall that looks like a jail cell that Bonnie and Clyde would have been in.
I'm growing to like this because it's very minimal, very minimalistic, very clean. I think it's very sleek. I think it doesn't, draw your attention away from the real show, which is us,
Unless you're not watching us, you're just hearing us. Then
Exactly.
you don't know. Then you just know that we're in, what is this, like a 12 by 14 jail cell looking room?
Yeah,
With a
pretty
glass
much
window.
with wood on the ceiling and
Wood on the ceiling. We've got glass windows. We've got a dry erase board.
a whole brick wall.
The brick wall with bullet holes in the back.
Oh yeah.
I still don't know what happened there. I want to know the story. So, I am digging this song though.
Yeah, tell everybody our choice of song right now.
The song's called "I'm Not White, I'm Jewish," and it's Bible rap hip hop, and it's actually on SoundCloud, SoundCloud.com/Bible raps. And yeah, they're saying they're not white, they're Jewish. And in the video, it's just a bunch of videos of Jewish guys dancing, like break dancing and stuff.
How do you know they're Jewish?
It's supposed to be Jewish. Like, this is an Orthodox Jew jamming to a violin.
Well, I can tell that person's Jewish.
And then there's the other Orthodox Jew that's got coke that he's rubbing all over his nose. And then it shows like all these Jewish soldiers dancing like in the barracks, and there's like a pilot that's dancing in front of a plane, and it's a pretty funny video. It's pure nonsense, but it's
They're just doing the Running Man everywhere.
basically like
Basically.
all over Jerusalem. They're doing the Running Man. He's doing it in the bathroom.
But I'm not gonna lie, they are rocking that Running Man. They're doing very well.
Yeah, I'll give credit for that.
Yeah.
So shout out to my buddy Steven for giving us the link to this. It made my day. So I think it'll make
This
people's
definitely
day.
perked up my day. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
So, okay, what else perked up my day today? Today, Monday morning. What's the date? The 14th?
14.
14th of May. The Supreme Court ruled, the federal Supreme Court ruled that we can gamble, that the states can choose if you have sports betting.
Can you elaborate a little further for people who don't know what that means?
Well, beforehand, it was a law that the states could choose if you wanted to offer gambling or not on sports. And the only states that really offered it, Nevada, for example. Nevada allows sports betting. Obviously gambling in general, but specifically sports gambling. There's not many other states that offered it. I think New Jersey was the one that petitioned to get this law overturned.
Is horse racing a sport?
No, I mean they're talking sports like college football,
Okay, because
college
you can go see
basketball,
the Kentucky Derby and bet on
baseball,
horses.
football, pro football, all that. Yeah, and for the longest time, a lot of these big sports programs didn't want you to bet on it because they thought that would like potentially cause like ruin the integrity of the game, So they passed that law today. So that's a pretty big thing because if you already have a casino, you already offer gambling. So now you can open that avenue up to do sports gambling, which is, that's amazing because it opens it up to gamble. You don't have to just go to Vegas to bet on a basketball game. You can gamble, like, for example, there's casinos in Oklahoma 2 hours from here. I can go there instead of having to go to Vegas or instead of going through a bookie, which you're not supposed to do because that's illegal. But if I had a bookie, hi, John. If I had a bookie, John, then I would have to, I got to do it underground, and it's illegal. It's frowned upon. Well, it's frowned upon because it's illegal.
Oh, yeah.
So now, if they approve it, yeah, technically you could have betting anywhere. I mean, if Texas decides to approve it and to allow it, then you could have gambling, like sports gambling at the horse track, for example.
Nice.
If they said, hey, we're just going to do it at horse tracks. But they said that every state's going to be able to regulate it. So here in Texas, let's say they say, well, yes, we'll allow you to gamble, but you can't gamble on your own state's teams. Like, you can't gamble on the Cowboys. Like, we're not going to allow gambling on Cowboys games and Texans games. They could do that too. And then that's their way of kind of trying to regulate it without regulating it. because obviously you can go across the Red River to the casino in Oklahoma and bet on the Cowboys. But that'd be their way of saying, well, we're still trying to keep it a level playing field.
Yeah.
But it's a big thing. I mean, gambling's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Oh yeah. I know this is going to be a lot of money will be dealt with, but for someone who does not sports gamble like me, I didn't even know that this law was passed.
Yeah, it hit this morning, and it was like a really big thing. I mean, it was on ESPN. That's how big it was.
I mean, it's my fault for not checking the news. I was too busy at work.
You were too busy doing real work.
I was too busy doing real work that I get paid for, so I didn't have time to check the news. I'm sure if I went on the news right now, it would be all over
It would.
the news. And I still probably wouldn't care because it doesn't mean anything for me.
Now, again, like for us here in Texas, it might not mean anything for us.
Yeah, they might not even allow it still, so.
But it opens up the possibility to it. But I guarantee you some of these surrounding states that already have gambling, that already have slot machines and all that, I guarantee you they're going to get it just so that they can take money away from, in this case, Texas. Because here's the logic. I mean, I am a gambler. I gamble. I do like to gamble. I drive up north to Oklahoma. I drive east to Louisiana to go gamble. And when you go to the casinos, you see a ton of Texas license plates. And Texas is losing so much money. And Texas doesn't want to offer it because they say it'll cause people to be degenerates and they'll spend their paychecks on gambling and it'll cause poverty. But like, if you think of how much money goes back to the schools and the roads and all these state funds.
I was about to say, we have the Texas Lottery, and that supports schools.
I know, but think of how much more we would have if we offered gambling.
I think we'd have a lot more.
Right now, you have to go to Shittown, Oklahoma to go gamble, and there's nothing there but the casinos. Oklahoma sucks. Or you can go to Louisiana, which that part of Louisiana is a cesspool. So you get to go there to go gamble. But what if you had one like here in Dallas? You drop a casino in downtown Dallas. You know, think of all that money. Yeah, you put one in Austin, you put one in Houston, you put one anywhere like that, and you're going to have a ton of revenue, and you're going to have a lot of people in Texas that would want to invest in it. Mm-hmm. You don't think somebody like Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, wouldn't say, "Yeah, I want a big old casino next to my stadium. You know, I'm going to bring more money."
I mean, to me, if I was a lawmaker and I was looking at this, if you're going to go spend money, the people that are going to spend money on gambling, if you think you're trying to help them by preventing them from gambling, they're still going to go spend that money. Just because you prevent gambling doesn't mean they're not going to spend it.
I'm going to drive 2 hours to go. I drive 2 hours to go gamble.
Exactly. You're going to do what it takes to go spend that gambling money somewhere else. And even if you can't go gamble, they're still going to spend it on other stuff. That doesn't mean they're going to, give it to charity or something like that. They're going to go spend it on illegal drugs, other bad things that you should not be dumping money into. Exactly. So why would you take away an avenue that's not harmful other than the fact that you're dumb if you lose your money?
But here's the other thing. Why wouldn't it's like creating a state tax, but the only people that get taxed are the people that choose to gamble.
Yeah. If I don't gamble, I lose nothing. Nothing happens to me.
You gain nothing, you lose nothing.
Exactly.
It's just you didn't gamble. But me, that spends a pretty hefty amount of my paycheck, my annual salary at a casino, yeah, you could be getting that, Texas, but instead I go give it to the other casinos. So
you are losing, Texas, you are losing good money right here with this man.
I don't know if it's good money. I mean, I printed it myself and I think it's good.
You are losing good money with this man over here by not allowing gambling. Think about how much money would you say in your lifetime you have spent towards gambling? If you can give us a rough estimate.
I mean, I haven't been gambling like that long, like hardcore.
Should we say like $5,000, $10,000?
I would say I'm probably, if I had to guess, I'd probably say between $5,000 and $12,000.
Okay, over a span of 10, 15 years?
Yeah, probably over a span of 8 to 10 years.
Okay, so
about $1,000 a year.
A little over $1,000.
Well, probably more than $1,000 a year.
Grand and a half to $2,000 a year. So you're spending, let's say, $1,500 a year on average in money. So Texas is losing out on potentially $1,500 from you every year.
Yeah.
Because you have to drive somewhere else to go gamble.
Yeah, and then don't think about it. If I didn't have to spend $50 on gas, I'd spend that money gambling.
Or a hotel.
Or a hotel.
Or food.
Or for like, yeah, if I could just drive, hit the drive-through at Whataburger and go to the casino 20 minutes away, yeah, I'd spend the extra money and be like, oh, look, here's more money for me to gamble. Instead of spending $200, I'm going to spend $275 because now I've got $75 extra to gamble with. Or maybe I go more frequently because it's not a big hassle. It's not, right now we've got a 4-year-old. Somebody's got to watch him overnight because we've got to drive to the casino. If right now it's almost 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Central Time. If I get in the car right now, I won't get to the casino till 9 o'clock. So if I go play for 3 or 4 hours and I leave at midnight, then I'm going to get home at 2. So yeah, I spent 4 hours each way, so I got to get a babysitter. But now it's like, oh, I'm going to drive 20 minutes to Dallas. I'm going to go gamble for the next 3 hours. Oh, and I'll be home by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's a big difference.
Yep.
11 o'clock, coming home at 11 p.m. doesn't mean I need an overnight babysitter. It means I need like a date night babysitter, like a 5-6 hour babysitter. So yeah, I do think it makes a difference. But here's a funny thing too. They were talking about on TV is like cigarettes. Cigarettes make people degenerate. They make you sick. Alcohol, but you can go buy that anywhere. They don't regulate the hell out of that. So you're trying to tell me that you don't want to make me an unhealthy person or have some kind of addiction, but I can walk into anywhere but a CVS at this point and go buy cigarettes. So,
Yep.
but that's okay, but I can't go gamble.
Exactly. Isn't it effed up?
It is.
There are people out there that think they know what's best for you and make all these rules that you have to follow and these laws, which whether their intentions were good or not, you don't know what's best for me. You don't know what's best for everybody out there. You don't. You can only know what's best for you and maybe your immediate family.
Yeah.
So, if you let people smoke cigarettes on their own and kill their bodies, fine. Let people go spend their money how they want to spend it. They earned it. I have a right to spend it where I want and how I want.
Yeah, and if I want to boost your economy in the meantime,
take advantage of us. Take advantage of us.
Going back to my example of how much I've spent this year. It's the middle of May. I've been to Vegas twice. I will be going back to Vegas in June, and I'm guaranteed a trip back in December. So I will go to Las Vegas 4 times at least this year. So yeah, just this year, I'm probably dropping like $6-7 grand minimum on Vegas. And that's not counting the times I drive up north to the Indian casinos or east to Louisiana. That's just Vegas. So yeah, this year I'm probably going to spend closer to like 10 grand just this year on gambling. But you could have had my 10 grand. I don't care where I go spend it, as long as I have a chance to go gamble and win it back.
Yep. But no one seems to understand that just because you take something away doesn't mean I'm not going to want it anymore. When you take something away from me, I'm going to want it more. Like if you took away my coffee right now, I'm going to want it more than I do at this moment. And this is really good coffee, by the way. They brewed a new batch, I think.
Homebrewed.
It's a new brand. I saw a sign down there and it tastes a lot better than what they were selling.
Then the one that tasted like dirt?
The ones that they've been brewing tasted, I don't know, it tasted like...
It was earthy.
Yeah. Too earthy.
It was
this is more rounded and caramely, robust.
The other one was like coffee and like potting soil.
Exactly.
It was probably like 80% coffee and about 20% potting soil.
Mm-hmm. Like they didn't filter the beans out fully.
Something. Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know.
Anyway.
So.
Yeah, if you took away one of Andrew's toys and said you can't have this anymore, what's he gonna do? He's gonna automatically want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same principle. Just because we get older doesn't mean that goes away.
I'm a 4-year-old at heart.
Yeah.
So.
I guess we proved our point.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. But at the same time, you just never know. Uncle Sam could do something to screw this up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting Texas to allow gambling, at least not right away on sports gambling and whatever. I think we'll get it one day, but it's not going to be right away. We won't be the first state to...
Oh, no. We won't be the first state.
No.
We'll be more like the last state. We're going to be right there with the legalized marijuana.
We'll be in like the last third.
We'll be right there with the legalized marijuana. We'll get it at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So, I can't wait. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I won't smoke it like in public right now because can't do it. But when it's legal, oh yeah, I'll be that guy.
And I'm gonna be the girl working with that guy.
Getting that contact off.
Oh yeah.
She'd be like, "What's in that coffee?" I'm like, "Don't you worry, girl. It's got some other kind of earthy tones to it." She's like, "It tastes kind of grassy, a little skunky." Like, yeah, that's the good shit, girl.
Must be all natural.
It's ground up in the coffee beans. We'll take care of you. So that's going to wrap up our degenerative gambling discussion. We're still rocking the "I'm Not White, I'm Jewish" song. Bible rap on SoundCloud. Check them out. We'll post a link on the Facebook and Twitter page. I'd love the Orthodox Jews just dancing, and the guy with the Coke on his nose.
I love their hats. I never understood their hats, but those are hilarious.
I just think it's funny he's got like all this Coke on his nose.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Do they all do that?
No, just him. It's just him.
Oh my gosh.
And then the soldiers, he's got his M16 doing the Running Man.
I'll post a link. Y'all can watch it for yourselves and see what you think.
All right, guys. On behalf of myself and Miss Kate, we are Law and Disorder, and we will holler at you guys next video.
Peace out.